At Cargo NXT's Business Session 3, industry leaders explored how AI, automation, and digital platforms are transforming supply chains across retail, quick commerce, and perishable logistics. Moderated by Manish Kansal from Tata Communications, the discussion began with a reflection on how India's logistics networks have evolved from manual operations to GPS-enabled, data-driven systems. Today, real-time visibility, automation, and intelligent planning are central to managing scale and rising customer expectations.
The topic for the discussion is India's intelligent logistics. So, what is intelligent logistics? So, we all have worked in this industry for 20, 25, 30 years, and the industry itself has changed a lot. 20 years back when I started my career, so we used to discuss with the transporters. There was no real-time updates, no real-time information. It is totally a one-man show. We all know the driver. सर गाड़ी चला गया है, कब आएगा वो ड्राइवर के भरोसे है. नो मोबाइल फोन्स, नो कम्युनिकेशन. गाड़ी 4 दिन में आएगा और इट विल कम इन 7 days. No one knows. But now we have GPS enabled system. We have real time tracking, geofencing and all. That's how we call it as India's intelligent logistics.
Vinayaka Gangavati from Big Basket highlighted how intelligent procurement is powering the rapid expansion of quick commerce infrastructure.
In Big Basket, procurement is not just a function, it is a value-driven organization. So basically what we do is, we finalize this concept of quick commerce, starting with coordinating with external vendors, our supply partners. So basically what we do is, we understand the concept of warehouse model, finalize the BOQ, get the vendors, and then categorize each asset with multiple vendors across pan-India, and then discuss with them about the concept of what is their capacity, what is their strength, and how they can able to help us in better way. So considering that, we used to make a panel of vendors for each of the assets where we can able to meet our targets at the same time. And it is not something very easy. And it is a challenging job because you need to interact with vendors, you need to motivate them, because you are aligning them with our targets. It is not their targets. So at the same time, what we used to do is, we used to give them the projections. Like for example, next 3 months, next 6 months, these are my projections for this particular job. For example, I may able to add one vendor for maybe Bangalore, other vendor can be for Delhi, or set of stores in Bangalore, set of stores in vendor, based on the regional capability which that vendor is capable of.
Mihir Parmane from Reliance Retail spoke about the importance of disciplined planning in large-scale retail and FMCG supply chains.
What we are doing is, it's more about demand sensing, and demand sensing is dependent on 2 variables. One is something that you can predict, one you cannot predict, and something that's out of that's what you call force majeure. So like if there is a rain, if there is sun, then the products sell. So there are tools, there are ML tools which now are being used, are being developed, and are helping us to understand basis the climate, what will be the change. The second is what we can predict. So what we can predict is something that has seasonality, which we capture. And the third is something that we cannot predict. It depends upon the schemes. That also depends upon the availability of inventory. That's how we are actually developing the inventory in the micro-fulfillment centers, the warehouses, and the factories. As my colleague told that there is something that the whole system has to work in 10 minutes, but what we have divided is, we have created buffers in between. So we don't want to pressurize, because the more faster you want to go, it increases a lot of cost and stress on the system. So where has this stress lever to be broken? So generally it is at the last mile delivery, from the fulfillment center till the customer. That is where the customer gets the experience of 10 minutes. It does not really make sense in spending a lot of money on that. So we have created buffers accordingly. Buffers actually add up to cost, and then your correct planning resolves that issue.
Santosh Kumar from Fresh to Home shared how technology is transforming perishable supply chains.
So from a customer understanding point of view, last 10 years of customer data that we have, but then what we have seen is the trend is fast changing, right? In terms of customer preferences, in terms of category preferences, SKU preferences as well. So F&B, for example, if it is difficult to predict the planning or the demand estimates for F&B, for seafood and meat, it is even more complicated because festivities will actually put a stop to 30% of the customer consumption. But on the day before and after, there would be a huge spike as well. So once you understand these kinds of patterns, and then it changes every hub level, every spoke level as well. So the solution may be, yes, stock lots of SKUs. But then what happens is, in our industry, the wastage is a bloody killer, right? Because that can actually wipe off all the margins at one shot. So we will have to be very, very careful because inventory, that frontier is the key thing that we will have to solve, right? So we have something called, what we have done is, we have something called, when there's an AI intelligence that we have been building and feeding and stuff like that for the last few years. And that actually predicts the kind of demand planning for each pin code and in a hub in a particular area level as well. Which has actually driven us from earlier, I mean, that was like 2 years ago, wastages of around 18-19%, now to around 1.5-2%.
As the discussion progressed, a clear message emerged. Intelligent logistics is not about isolated technologies. It is about integrating data, automation, infrastructure, and decision-making across the entire supply chain. The panel also explored emerging trends including drone trials, multimodal transport, and unified logistics platforms improving visibility and collaboration. Business Session 3 reinforced that India's logistics future will be powered by intelligent systems where technology meets execution discipline.